Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we're going to be comparing the Nike Miler against the Reebok Symmetros. Right guys, so here we go, we've got the Reebok Energy Symmetros, I can't ever remember how to pronounce it. Let me know in the comments how I should be pronouncing it. And check out people, it's a Reebok, it's got the world's longest laces. And we're going to be putting it up against the Nike React Miler, which has split opinions. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Personally, I loved it, I really digged it. It's been a great daily training shoe for me. I've spent a lot of time in it, and particularly when I've been coaching as well. I put this shoe on because I really like the React foam. So I thought this would be a good review because they're both under £100. You can pick this up pretty cheap. And by the way, I've seen a sort of, I don't know if it's right, but like a snapshot of the version 2 of this, and it looks awesome. But yeah, I wanted to compare them because they're both under £100. So if you're looking for a daily training shoe under £100, I think both of these offer something very cool, something a little bit different. And I think it'd be worth checking both of them out. Let's get into some of the stats and some of the features before we get started. Let's start with the Reebok Symmetros. See what I'm saying? This shoe, like I said about a million times, is under £100. It weighs under 10 ounces, which is always nice. It's 9.9 ounces. It's got a 9mm drop. You've got a breathable, even engineered mesh upper. You've got a 3D molded heel counter for a locked-in fit. You've got a carbon rubber outsole, which gives you a load of traction. And like I said at the start, you've got the Floatride Energy foam, which is nice and lightweight and gives you a nice springy sort of feel. Then we've got the React foam in the Nike Miler. Now this shoe is well under £100, and you can pick this up in some of the outlet stores now, pretty cheap, which is awesome. You've got an engineered mesh upper on this shoe. You've got a little bit of heel stability in there, and there's like a mild stability medial post in there. I'll show you that in a second. You've got full length React midsole. The shoe weighs 11.5 ounces, so this is quite fat, and it's got a 10mm drop. Now there's the slight medial post in there. They've taken little bits of stability from the React Infinity and they've chucked it in here. But the reason I wanted to compare, another reason why I wanted to compare, because in this, with the Reebok, you've got some technology in here. You've got a nice firm piece of rubber here, and you've got this like beveled heel up here. And what that seems to do is almost to push you forward a little bit, but it also makes you sort of, I know I might be going mad, but I feel like I'm striking off straight, if that makes any sense. You can really notice that contact at the heel, the sort of firmness in the centre, and it really does feel like you're going off straight. Maybe not, but that's what it feels like. So it's not a stability shoe in any sort of form, but it's got an element of sort of awesomeness in it. Where do we start? So the foam on this is actually a TPU. It's very similar to like a Boost, Adidas Boost material in how it's sort of made, constructed. And then you've got the React foam on this one. In terms of feel, this is definitely a little bit more springy. The React foam is definitely a little bit softer, but sort of more cushioned spring. Probably doesn't make any sense, but sort of you land and then you go up like that, where this is sort of a little bit more springy. This definitely comes into its own at sort of higher paced runs, which is kind of cool. Even though they both soak up the runs at lower paces, this is definitely a little bit more reactive. More you pick up the pace. Even in hand, you notice the weight of this shoe versus this, which gives this massive kudos. The upper on this is definitely better than this. It's much more breathable. But you know what? I've really enjoyed running in these. I found myself just, you know, wanting to grab a 5K. I'll stick these on and I'll just get out the door and I'll bag it. There's plenty of traction on the outsole. Both of them actually have got very good traction in terms of the rubber on the outsole. But I have found myself, I just want to go and get a cheeky 5K done, and I'm not really particularly looking for any pace. I have been sticking them on. They are coming towards the end of their life. I have sort of beaten them up and spat them out down the canal towpaths, and this is why this shoe is coming in for. Even though I think this, on those sort of longer runs, is where it comes into its element. You know, those sort of 10-mile runs where you want to pick it up the pace on the way back. This is a great shoe. It's a nice stable ride. I really enjoy it actually, and it reminds me a little bit of the Fuel Cell Prism. The Fuel Cell is a different midsole compound. It's a lot more responsive, I would say, versus this. But I have found myself between the two, the Prism and this, sort of alternating between the two, and that's kind of where this fits in. They're both very good daily trainers, the Prism and this. But yeah, this is definitely fitted in where the Prism is as well. So which one do I prefer? Well, personally, I actually prefer the Reebok out of these two. If you're looking to spend less than £100, I would look at the Reebok. I think it offers a great shoe for under £100. There's a great feel from the midsole, plenty of breathability, and it's nice and cushioned. If you are a big Nike fan, don't shy away from the Miler because of the negative reviews. I really would check it out. Yes, it is heavier, but I do think you get a nice stable ride out of it, particularly with the medial post and the React foam. It's a good combination, so definitely check that out. But out of the two, I would go for the Reebok.